Hey folks, it is a bit of a cloudy day here in Cannes, but you know, it's still lovely to be here nonetheless, and especially with this pitching expert and a former FWC board member, Jan Miller.
Absolutely.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's
to
a pleasure.
the fold. Now, you've been here many times at the festival, but aside from Cannes, you've led pitch workshops for many, many years.
Absolutely.
It's a fine art, isn't it?
It is an art. It's a craft, and it's something that people think they've nailed, but often they haven't. So I love working with people to help them do it.
So let us talk about your top do's and don'ts.
Well, the most important thing is, I think, to know who you're talking to, because what is it that they're looking for that you have to offer? And it's really important to identify what makes your project absolutely unique and sets it apart. And also, often what happens is people get caught up in telling the story, and it takes longer than 5 minutes.
It becomes a bit convoluted, doesn't it, when they
Really
start
convoluted.
getting into it?
Yep. And people just don't have the attention span. So you need to sort of practice so that you can present who you are, what the project is, and what you're looking for from that person within about 5 minutes. So that, because the object of the pitch is to hear back from them.
Right.
So you want to allow time for them to talk.
Exactly. I have noticed many people talking so much that by the time their pitch is over, there's no time for feedback.
Absolutely. And you have to remind yourself of that.
Yeah.
Because if somebody's tired and they were up late the night before, they're more than willing to let you talk and not have to be put on the spot to give feedback. So you want to throw the ball into their court.
Right. So what makes some of the best pitches that you've heard? Like, what is it about those people, other than what you're saying? Is it a level of confidence? Is it is there something in their demeanor that makes that pitch more
I think it's a good storyteller, and what makes a good storyteller is you have a beginning, middle, and end. Something that's really important to recognize is the pitch to the general public. You don't give the end, but here at Cannes, you give the end. Because the financier or broadcaster or partner want to know what the audience is going to feel at the end. So you want to be able to give the arc of the story and using visual images. So if it's a good pitch, I see your movie in my head and I want to help you make it.
So on that note about visuals, how do you feel about leave behinds, like postcards or showing a little something on their laptop?
I think you should never rely on technology. The pitch should stand on its own. I think with documentary film, it's a really common place to have a trailer, and people expect trailers. I think in feature film, there's sometimes a place. Animation, you would. Leave behinds, I would suggest not doing, but following up through email and providing it electronically, because people just don't want to lug it home.
Absolutely.
You know. But always, always, always give your business card, and give it at the beginning, facing them, so they can remember your name, because they're seeing so many people.
Amazing tips from someone who really knows the game. Thank you so much, Jan.
It's a pleasure.